Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite art supplies that I used in May and June, as well as share some of my regrets. Let's get started. We all have personal preferences and I'm just sharing a few of mine, and I hope you find it helpful. The first thing I've still been loving is this Schmincke dot card, and this is the 40 dot card because this is the super granulating colors. I've had this for a few months now and I shared it in, I believe I shared another favorite video. I really still think, if you've noticed, I have not been talking much about the super granulating colors because I don't want to hype them or anything like that, because they are all convenience colors except for these two colors. So you can mix most of them pretty easily yourself except for these two colors. So I'm trying not to hype them, even though I really do love many of them and I've purchased more than I care to say. But I still think this is the way to go if you want to try some of the Schmincke granulating colors. To get this first, this costs about I think this runs about $8. I've recommended several times that if you're thinking about getting some of these colors, maybe get the dot card and then swatch them out, see your favorite colors, look up the pigment information, and then see if you already have those paints and can mix them yourself. The colors that I found myself mixing over and over again, those are the ones that I decided to purchase in a half pan. Just hope that that helps some of you. But the reason that it's my favorite for the last 2 months, I found my dot card at Jackson's. I probably got it on sale. If I remember right, it was about $8. As soon as I got this, I was like, oh, that's interesting. They're including a little plastic sheet now, and they didn't used to do that. I noticed right away that it had a little texture on it. So of course, I decided to just grab some parchment paper from the kitchen and put that in. I replaced the plastic sheet with that so I could cut this down, because this is many uses that are going to be used a lot more than just being the divider in this dot card. I've cut it down and I'll be cutting it down again after this video, but I wanted to share it comes 8.5 by 11. I took this and I cut it down. It does have just the tiniest bit of texture to it, and I noticed that right away. And I thought, I wonder if I could use that to my advantage. And so I went ahead and tried it, and it worked really well. So I wanted to share that with you guys. What I've done is I've taken some to put in my traveler's notebook, and then anytime I'm using like Inktense pencils or watercolor pencils, this works pretty similar to the Caran palette. Most of you probably already have this. It's supposed to be for the Neocolor 2s, I believe, but I kept grabbing it to use with my Inktense pencils and my watercolor pencils, and it works great. I think I've already shared that. This, it's not quite as textured, but it's pretty similar and it works really well. So I cut a square down to put in my traveler's notebook, so I can always have it if I'm using watercolor pencils or my Inktense pencils. And then the other use I've had is, this is another favorite. This is a palette that I picked up at Blick the beginning of June, right before we were getting ready to go on vacation, and I thought it'd be a fun little summer palette. But I liked it even more once I cut down this sheet and I put it inside. So now I can use it, and then I don't have to always grab that Caran palette, and I can take this with me in the car and everything like that and have a nice little palette. I took one square and put it in my traveler's notebook, and then I have one that fits right in here. And then underneath I have a piece of Yupo paper, and I don't know how long the Yupo paper is going to hold up. That I just added recently because it made it easier to see what colors I was using. But I have used this and it just works really great. It keeps the pigment on there, and then you can go ahead and do color mixing, and you basically have a little palette. And it's right inside, so it made it really handy because I do so much from my couch or my car that it made it really nice. And so this allows you to go ahead, not only does it get the pigment down, but it really makes just a little palette. So I found it really nice, and then I can just go ahead and mix my colors and paint away. I really enjoyed the little palette. Once I did that, I enjoyed the palette even more. I considered gluing this down, but it's much easier to take this out and just take it to the sink and wash it off, or use a microfiber cloth to wash it off, and then it's good as new. I really enjoyed using it that way, and I now thought I probably want to go and put one in my little travel palette for my Derwent. I thought I could put another one right inside there. And so if anyone knows of where you can buy this plastic that has a little texture separately without the Schmincke dot card, please let me know in the comments. So this set, I found this at Blick. It's a limited edition palette. It just has special colors though. It does not have any new colors, sadly. If you have the full set, which I do, then you already have all the colors. I thought it was going to have a few colors that were special just to this set. So I was hoping that some of them were going to be specialty colors, because I really love it when companies do that. They would re-release some new colors, and because I would love to see more colors. And even this, this is a special edition by Caran. This is the Supracolor, so it's the watercolor version, and this is a special tin. I found this at Cult Pens. I think Coloring with Claire is who told me about this. Price finally went down to like $27 at Cult Pens. I think only 2 of these are new, but I love these little limited edition sets. They're unique, and I love to add them to my collection and have a few special colors that I can't get elsewhere. And I was kind of sad that that's not what this is. That's kind of what I thought I was getting, but it's completely my fault. I was in a hurry ordering before we went on vacation. I didn't have time to check, but I just want to let you guys know, in case you have the full set, you already have all these colors. It is a super cute little set. You do apparently get some online class with an artist. I do tend to use them a lot more when they're in these small sets. I've been using that, and I've been using this little set. And one of my other favorites, which this little utility pouch from Delfonics. They do have all different colors and different sizes. This is the medium and this is the pink. I love this little bag. I don't want to show you everything I keep in there, but it has several pockets, stickers and rulers and pens and everything. It's really nice because so it has so many pockets, so it has a place for everything, and I have a little pouch, so it makes it really easy to just keep everything in its place. Derwent ink tints, and I have some fountain pens in the front, and it's just really handy because it has so many pockets, so it has a place for everything. I have a place for my summer palette from Schmincke. I've been using this primarily for bullet journaling. It's lightweight, it's made out of cotton, so I love that. It's not pleather, and it's just been the best little travel bag, and I haven't traveled with it. I've just been taking it to my couch, but it works perfect for that, and I've absolutely loved it. But you want to be careful which seller you're getting it from, because some try to charge you $20 for shipping, and I've seen this as high as $58. So I paid $28, and I think if you can't find it on Amazon, you might be able to get it on Etsy or something like that. But really cute pouch. I've seen it all over Instagram, and now I get the hype. Oops, I don't want to show that yet. This is a sneak peek. I will be having another stationery pal haul to share. They asked me to do a back to school haul, so that will be coming probably the middle of July. But this is one of the things I have. It's super cute. I'm not going to share what I'm going to do with it yet, but you'll have to watch that haul video to find out. So for that, I'm currently keeping most of my traveler's notebook supplies in that, but it does, I use a lot of my art supplies for a traveler's notebook, and my traveler's notebook fits right in the middle. And then I can just take this to the couch and play, and it fits so many different things in all the pockets, and everything stays organized, and I don't lose everything anymore. And then comes my first regret, and this is the palette from Coliro, and this isn't this gorgeous? It's just a gorgeous palette, but here's the problem. It doesn't sit straight. See that? I don't know what the problem is, but I thought something was just wrong with mine. This was very inexpensive. It was $3.95, but I had placed an order at Coliro just so I could get this, because I can get the half pans at Jackson's. Most of the time a little cheaper, and the shipping is cheaper. So I thought I would like to get a second one of these to send one of my friends. And then I realized that was happening, and I thought it probably was just, you know, this random palette. So I placed an order when they had a new release for this gorgeous palette. And this is for Coliro in Germany. It comes with another, this comes in a black palette. And that's when I noticed that this does the same thing. And so they all do that, and it's the weirdest thing. I've never had anything like that from Germany, to be honest. And it's probably just bothers me, but I have had a few of you eye it and you liked it, so I wanted to warn you before you pay extra for shipping. The Coliro Pearlcolors are wonderful. The company is wonderful, but don't go pay extra just to get this palette. Just, it's weird. I don't know. Let's see if this one, yeah, this one does it too. It's I don't know. I don't know why it does that, but it drives me a little crazy. Now when it's closed, it's fine. It's perfectly fine when it's closed, but I don't know about you. When I paint, I open my palette. So when you go along to paint, it's gonna keep popping at you. But the paints themselves are lovely. I'm just, and I really don't want to talk bad about the company. I love their paints, and I love their new releases, and I try to get them whenever I can afford to. I could have waited and saved myself the high shipping costs, because the colors will eventually come to Jackson's. Paints themselves are stunning as ever. I've never had an issue with any of their colors. And they're very pretty when they're in the box as a storage. But as a palette to paint with, I was a little sad to see that. My next favorite that I've been playing with, and I'll keep playing with all summer, are these from Arctics. And yes, these were sent to me, and I will have a video out on them soon. But these are so incredibly fun, and I've been playing with them since I got them, and I really do love them. So these are listed as acrylic markers, and they are dual-ended. They each have a brush nib as well as a fine nib, and they feel really nice. They don't feel cheapy at all. And these are listed as acrylic markers, and you don't have to ever shake them. You don't ever have to pump them. There's no dripping and there's no leaking. And they really just, they're creamy. And to me, they remind me of painting with gouache. And so I absolutely love them. They go down so smooth. And then you're able to paint over things. They're not super opaque. I'm a little confused. If I'm being honest, they don't really seem like acrylic. They are a water-based marker. You can, I'm just gonna get a water brush really quick. So you can take and you can blend them, and you can do all kinds of fun stuff. You can blend them out. I probably let that sit a little bit trying to get my water brush activated. But they do reactivate even after they're dry. So in that way, I thought acrylic didn't. But I haven't played with acrylic markers very much. But I'm dying to now, because if this is what acrylic markers are like, then I'm gonna really have fun. But you can mix the colors, especially if you use a ceramic palette. Really, the only thing I wish they put the names on the marker. And I did make a video if you want to see more information. I've made a few artworks, so here's a few of my artworks. This one, I think I shared this one in the video. I did paint this bird. They have a metallic version too. So this, I mixed the regular with the metallics and with a little bit of the Supervision paints. But you can go right on top, and you can layer, and you can, or you can thin them out. There's so many different things you can do with them. And then let's see, this one right here. I painted this one with these, and I tried to do a beach scene. Now the only thing negative about this set is they're white. Their white is very soft. It's a very soft white. I had to go get something else to do these because the white, only thing that I did not like about this set. See how it's barely white, but it's pretty transparent. So you will have to use a different pen for the white, but all of the rest of the colors are really nice, and I really like the metallic as well as these, but I'm reaching for these 10 times more than the metallic. I think if you're a hand letterer, you're gonna love the metallics, and I think around Christmas I'll get the metallics out and I'll have fun with them. I'm keeping these on my desk every day, and the metallics I did put to the side. The other favorite thing I love to do is paint on my sketchbook, because as you can see, my Etcher sketchbook is definitely still my favorite. Such great quality paper, and I finally found a sketchbook I can use all the time. The only trouble with it is I'm always, just like I put in another video, I'm always afraid I'm gonna get it dirty, and I always do, because as clean as I try to keep everything, art is messy. And if you have any fun at all, you're gonna get messy. So you just have to think of this as a blank canvas, and when you're done, you get to paint it. And so this is what I painted. I did do a review where I painted this sketchbook, if you'd like to check that out. But it was really easy and really fun, and I really didn't know if it would work, but it worked great. And so now it's been a while and nothing comes off. Nothing's reactivated. Now I wouldn't want to get this wet again, because if I get it wet, it might reactivate. I've not been babying this at all, and it's done perfect. One of my next favorites is definitely the Schmincke Seascape palette. This was available, I believe, in April. Yeah, I wrote it down. A lot of times I put the price on the back of my palettes because I'm all about getting a sale, and so I usually write down my price so I can go back later and show my husband, look how much money I saved. But yeah, I really do love to get a deal. I was lucky enough to get, I had quite a few credit card rewards, and so because we're just not traveling right now. So I was able to splurge and get a lot of things at the Schmincke sale. And this Schmincke Seascape palette, some of you have asked about this, and so this is what the swatches look like. It comes with 12 half pans. The really good thing about this palette is it came with a lot of cobalt colors, which they have gone up significantly in price. They're a more expensive pigment, and they're very interesting, and some of my favorites. So this set is really nice because it really includes some of my favorite blues. Cobalt Azure, Cobalt Cerulean, Cobalt Blue Light. That one's okay. I really like Cobalt Azure, and I like Cobalt Cerulean. I also like Helio Cerulean. It has French Ultramarine, which Schmincke makes 3 different ultramarines, and the French Ultramarine is by far my favorite. It even has Indigo, Payne's Gray, a lot of really pretty blue colors. So if you love blue, you might really like this palette. I initially bought this because it was a limited edition palette, and I kind of collect those. A lot of people collect all the Prima palettes. I like to collect all the Schmincke palettes when they're affordable. It used to be always about $40. Now they're kind of going up. But this palette is it's kind of a mixed bag. I do really like the colors. I did do a little teeny painting really quick, but nothing fantastic. But it is a great, if you really wanted to try lots of blues, then this is really nice. There's room for more half pans. You could get 6 or 7 in here for sure. And then, but the bad thing is it does have the raw edges. I'm still perplexed why Schmincke does that. And also, I had showed this in the haul video where I showed these. I'm not sure if I showed the angle. It sits at an angle. There's quite a bit under. I can put my fingers under that. It floats in the air, and so then when you go to paint, if you press very hard, it's going to go down. It's not awful, but it's kind of annoying. Also, all these ridges, you know, just depends on how picky you are. I would not buy it for the palette itself. I definitely would not buy it for the palette itself. And even though it's got the unique finish that's really interesting, I would not purchase it for that. But the cobalt colors alone, I think it's worth it, depending on the price. But just make sure and check and see how many of the colors you really want and divide that to make sure, you know, it's worth it. This was definitely a splurge. I really wanted to try this ice blue. And this is where sometimes I still get impulsive. Sometimes I just want it because it's limited edition and I really need to get over that. But it's just so fun. But that color is literally a phthalo blue and white. It's pretty, but that is one of the main reasons I picked up this set, because I don't think that color is available anymore and I never got to try it. And it was the sale, just, you know, wheeling me in. So that is fun. And I'm going to add a few more colors, and I really intend to take this to the beach and try to paint by the beach. I've never done that before, and I keep saying I'm going to. So I hope to do that this summer. So this was one of my favorites, but I really wouldn't, like I said, I really wouldn't have got this for the palette. So make sure you really do want some of those colors if you're considering getting that. I don't know how much it is now. For me, for $61, it was definitely worth it for all of those colors that I really do like most of them. And I always need a French ultramarine to replace in all the palettes that Schmincke puts ultramarine finest. Because that's my least favorite, and this is definitely my favorite. So yeah, I'm glad I got that. If you're new to my channel, Schmincke is definitely my favorite brand, and they give me everything I want because they give me good quality paints. So far they have not lied about any of the light fast ratings, and they always give unique offerings, and they make it fun. They make little limited editions, and shopping at Jackson's Art Supplies, they're much more affordable than the United States. And I know some people don't like, you know, give me a little hate for shopping across the pond, and I'm a little perplexed, and I want to ask them, well, do you order on Amazon? I mean, I don't see the difference. If you order on Amazon, last time I checked, the UK is closer than China. And almost everything on Amazon comes from China, so I'm a little baffled by the, but everyone has to do what they want to do. If you order from the UK at Jackson's Art Supplies, they often have sales. And if they're not on sale this week, just wait a month or two. They'll be on sale again. So don't, that's what I learned from this last sale. The last sale, what I learned the most is shop smart. Don't ever buy anything out of fear of missing out, because many times the palettes will come back. So this is the palette that I was so excited to find at that same Jackson sale. I did not share it because it sold out the day after I purchased it. I saw that it had sold out, and so I wasn't going to share something that wasn't available anymore. I always waited for a sale. It was always out of stock before I could get to it. So this is a little travel palette, and is this not the cutest? From Schmincke, this is the cutest little palette ever. It's adorable, and I wanted it for the longest time. I don't know what they call this, but it's just a travel palette, I think. And so this was, how much was this? I wrote down $72 is what it was on sale for. And so that's the price. And sometimes when they bring back sales, sometimes the prices are higher, sometimes they're lower. So you just never know. And every Christmas, I was hoping this would be the Black Friday special, but I never got lucky enough. So I just went ahead and got it. But look at this. It's got the triangle top. I think they call that a foam palette, I think, or foma, I don't know. Absolutely beautiful though. And then it has a brass knob. You can fill it with water. It does have a ring on the back, so you can use it plein air if you want to, and that's the intention of this. So it has a little lid, and then it has a little knob that you can undo, and then you can fill this with water and pour the water in the little water holder. And then you open it up. Mine is a little hard to open. Not terrible, but, and then look at this. It's so cute. It's just so cute. So this palette is a bit different. It has these rails, and you just squeeze them to get them out. So I find it a little bit easier than the little pins that you push down, but not hugely. So I was able to get 4 more. It doesn't come with these colors, of course, but I've been playing with it. I haven't traveled with it. I intended to travel with it, but I'm too afraid something will happen to it. But so it comes with these colors. It comes with the basic colors that kind of boring colors that come in many of the Schmincke palettes, honestly. So here's what the color swatches of the original colors, and then I added 4 more that I needed in there. But here's the colors that come with that palette. So it is a nice mixing selection, but I got it mostly for the palette, and I knew I would switch my colors around like I like to do so often. But I love that I could put 4 more colors in there. Go crooked. And then you just pop this back in, and then let's just pop this back in. Just pops back in. It's pretty easy. But I loved that I could get 4 more colors in there, and I'm probably going to have to, I can switch out the colors for different colors, but I wanted to show you guys what it comes with first. And I have been playing with it, and the tin, it doesn't give you very much mixing space. So I don't think this is really like practical. I think this is kind of novelty, but I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I got it because I wanted it for a long time, and I think it was a pretty good price. And then you put this lid back on, but then I liked it even more once I discovered that this was a previous Black Friday special. I know many of you got this, didn't you? This was, I think, if you want to know when you really shop at Jackson's for your first Schmincke palette, the Black Friday deal usually can't be beat. This is a previous Black Friday special. I don't think it's available anymore. That came with a leather pouch. That's how great the Jackson sales are, okay? It fits inside of there. So I can use this one, and then I can keep it safe, and I don't have to worry about it getting scratched. I would definitely put in a sock or something if you don't have one of these pouches or a different pouch, because I think you wouldn't want anything to happen to your palette. I was really excited when I found out that fit in there, and I'm so happy to have this plein air. It will probably be just a regular cheapo plastic paints that I won't worry about getting scratched or anything. This is too pretty to let anything happen to. I will use it in my studio and love it. I am very happy that I got it. It's definitely one of my favorites. And then the last Schmincke palette. I don't usually have all Schmincke palettes, but they had a huge Schmincke sale, and they had so many good sales. And this was one of the best buys, and I noticed that this is back available again if you guys were wanting to grab it. So this, when I purchased it, this is the Schmincke Horadam. This is the artist, I can't remember how to say his name, Fair or something like that. Is this a palette that he helped develop or something? So this is a palette. This palette, what's unique about this palette is it's a large palette. Okay, and it's large because it comes with 18 full pans, and it includes a wonderful color selection. I'm only going to knock them because they put that ultramarine finest in there again. I don't understand why you would want a non-granulating ultramarine, but okay. But besides that, they do have they have the old cobalt turquoise. They have some really, really nice colors, and it's 18 full pans. Now, when I got this on sale, it was $108. I think I saw it back on the website for $118. That's still really not bad. This is what it looks like. You get a nice mixing area at the top. You get, it's large, it takes a lot of space, but you get 18 full pans. Colors like cobalt turquoise, cobalt violet hue, what's another good? Delft blue, that's another one of my favorites. Payne's gray, that's a nice one. Geranium red's not bad, and for oranges, they have transparent orange. It's a pretty color. Let me show you. So these are the color swatches. Really nice colors. And then this is the painting that I did. Should have a video of this soon if you'd like to check that out. But this is a really nice palette, and I'm really glad that I got it on that sale. And I love painting with full pans. Lastly, my favorite was the Roman Schmall palette. I do use a lot of paints other than Schmincke. I think I'm very adventurous, and I really like to explore, and I'm sure eventually I'll kind of settle down after I've tried everything. Art's a big adventure, and trying all the things, it's such fun to me. Roman Schmall is a brand from Poland. This is the Jane Blundell palette. Has 24 full pans. They have several palettes, and this one has some of my favorite colors as well as some of the new colors that are really nice. Painting with full pans really is more relaxing to me, and you don't have to worry about your brush. The palette itself is beautiful. The mixing tray lies flat. You can use, it's very easy to use. It is large. I was trying to decide if I wanted a smaller pan, but in the end, I usually wind up getting the most colors I can, and then I move them to a smaller palette. This is it's a really nice selection of colors, and I hope some of this support went to Jane Blundell. Let me show you the other swatches and some artwork I've created. So here's some better swatches. Some of them are my favorite, like this Mineral Violet, the Ultramarine Intense. I mean, look at this Garothite, I think is how you say it. Look at that. I'm not even a neutral fan, and that just is amazing. It's so beautiful. Even the Cypress Burnt Umber, Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna. So many really, really good colors. Some of them are new. So really great color selection, and I've had so much fun playing with that. As you can see, it's quite messy. And here is some artwork that I made. First, I painted this lemon. That will be in the video. And then, no, I didn't paint that with that. I also painted this first, it has wonderful mixing colors. Now this is just my first layer. I have to go back and add, but I had to let all this dry, and then it was time to feed the kids or something. So, but wonderful, wonderful mixing colors. I can't say enough. So next is the Supervision watercolors. You get 10 tubes of these, they're rock layered watercolors, and they're mica. They have mica in them, and they all have the pigment information as well as the transparency and the light fast ratings, and most of them are, I think they rated them as 3 stars. Look at these gorgeous colors. They are so pretty, and they change color. So they have a few that are chameleon that change color. Really neat. Like, I think it's these two are the chameleon. This one's like a brown. I wound up giving them names because they only come with numbers, and I thought they were too pretty to not have names. Now that I've said that, they're very expensive for what they are, and I've heard from quite a few people that are concerned about if they're going to be light fast or not. So definitely, if before COVID, I would have went and bought all of the sets. They have different sets, and I would have bought all of the sets because they are so pretty, and they were so fun to paint with. I made these jellyfish, and then I made this hummingbird. And see how pretty they are? They're really pretty. But until somebody's done the light fast test, I would say you really need to use these in a sketchbook only. And Kim Crook made a video, I'll link her YouTube video below, sharing that they've had some problems with light fast. Part of the bad part about YouTube, it's like I want to share all the pretty things. I don't want anyone to spend their money and then these weren't light fast. So while I love these and they were so fun, before I did my video, Kim Crook in one of her videos had said you could use a black light to see if there were any dyes, and the problem she had with the dye, I didn't see anything that looked like dyes. So these might be okay. This one is the one that I would be worried, maybe. I don't see any dyes. She had a problem with one of her tubes. So yeah, they're just, I wish these were less expensive because they really are fun. And I would, if these go on sale for Black Friday, then I would definitely get some more. For them being as expensive as they are, and that we don't know if they're light fast or not. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those. If you wanted to have some fun without the risk, you might try these. These are from Lightwish, and these are chameleon powders. And it was $18.99 for these 6 bottles, and you might have something at home you could mix. You can make your own. These come with different chameleon mica powders, and I thought, how fun will these be mixed with core watercolors, or maybe my Magello or M. Graham or something that they're nice, but I don't reach for very much. So I'm going to try to do that and have fun with that. And then in 6 months, hopefully these are still around, and but they were a lot of fun. But it's just they're very expensive to not know if they're light fast or not. Just mixed, I'm just like, I love them so much, but I don't want to recommend paints that won't be light fast. My regret is these ChromaFlow colored pencils. I was really disappointed in these, and they feel like really cheap pencils, but they're still charging a high price. I was excited because I love Derwent. I love Derwent Light Fast. In my everyday pencil pouch, I have, this is my everyday take around the house. It's full of mostly luminance and lots of Derwent Light Fast, Derwent Drawing, a few of the Derwent artists. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the Light Fast. And I know that this was going to be a lower quality. I never expected the quality was going to go that far down. I was just really sad and really kind of just, it made me wonder if Derwent sold or if I don't know. I know that they were trying to make these be like Prismacolors, and I don't think they understood that people were hunting for Prismacolors that were like the old Prismacolors that were really good. These feel really cheap. Quality, the actual material inside, it blends pretty well. It's a little crumbly. You can get pretty good mixes. That's probably the only pro I could give these. But for the price, I think you're better off waiting. They're thinner, and I'm not sure if they did that to save money, but I'm so used to Derwent being good quality. This was a miss to me. And I don't think they're worth the money at all. I would have just tried 1 or 2. I had 3 break, and this one's doing something, this one is splitting, and Prismacolor is so much cheaper. I don't see how these are better than Prismacolor, and I'm used to Derwent being better. I think these were marketed towards crafters and people who color in coloring books. So I have a lot of crafty friends. I guess they think they're not very smart or don't care about quality, but I think they do. I highly recommend before you get any, you try 1 or 2 and watch more reviews. I would make sure and watch 10 reviews before you think about getting a full set. I fell in love with Derwent, and it was a good lesson for me to try not to get emotionally attached to brands, and I'm very loyal, so hello. Who buys all the palettes from Schmincke when they're on sale? Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.